Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to From the Stage at Austin City Saloon. We're here tonight with 8 Days Sober. If y'all would like to go ahead and introduce yourselves, maybe let us know what you play, what you do.
All right, so yeah, we're 8 Days Sober. My name is Justin Riley. Go ahead.
My name is Elijah, and I play guitar and sing. Brad in the back here, he plays cajon.
Hell yeah.
So, how did you fellas meet and get together?
All right, well, me and Elijah met at actually a rehab for teenage boys. We worked there, and so first day he met me, he's like, "I hear you play banjo," and so I went and got it, and we started playing music. So and then a few months later, we got the rest of the band together. So
y'all had never met before that?
No.
Are y'all from the same city?
Yeah, we're from London,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
And never crossed paths until then, huh?
No. It was fate. Fate was what it was.
What first got you guys into music?
Well,
Church.
yeah, same here. I grew up in church and just learned playing up there on stage and playing those old hymns, so, yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as instruments, when did y'all pick up instruments to start playing? Or what age were you getting into that?
My first instrument was a harmonica. My papa handed it to me. It was broke. It had the covers off of it, so you could see the reeds and stuff. And it was a piece of crap, but it was my great grandfather's. So I started playing on it when I was like 8 or something. And first song I worked out was Amazing Grace. And then started playing in church with the harmonica, and then the other instruments just come. When I found the banjo, I was like, all right, well, I think I'll stick with this. But I had learned several instruments before that.
Now, how old were you when you went to banjo?
16.
16.
Yeah.
Elijah, how about you?
I started on piano at about age 5, and then I would say about 10 I started on guitar, but I've sung all my life.
That's pretty interesting. And you guys, you've made quite a splash. I mean, how long has 8 Days Sober actually been together?
I'd say as a band, playing shows since March of last year, so not even a year.
And then you all started off as a duo before that and grew into a band?
Yeah, we was recording videos in the gym where we worked there for a little while, and we was posting them online, and they was getting good reception and stuff, but it wasn't until we was over at his house with Brad on the cajon, Logan Turner on the bass, and we recorded a song, a cover of Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, and we posted it. That we really realized that, wow, we could do this. I mean, it had like 17,000 views in a few days.
Now, when you were talking about playing as a duo before the band, you said the band essentially played in March of last year. I mean, how long did the duo play before you all formed the band?
About a year.
Yeah, we played about a year, but we only played one show together as a duo. We would get together and just play by ourselves. We wasn't really playing out anywhere. So we didn't really start, we didn't have a set list or nothing like that until like last year, March.
Now, was the one show the show where you saw, as you described, the mystical creature Josh Brock, and then got linked up with Austin City and Corbin?
That show, that was our second show, wasn't it? Yeah.
Second, I think.
Probably
yeah.
our second show, yeah, as a band. And but already then, I guess where we had posted videos and stuff on Facebook. Social media is a great tool to get your music out. We already had, a bunch of people was coming out and seeing us at just our second show. So
Well, it's pretty amazing. And the reason I bring a lot of this up timeline-wise is because, I mean, you all just won 2 awards in the Lexington Music Awards. And I was going to ask you what it feels like to be so accepted into the Kentucky music scene so fast, because it's not typically how it works, and you all seem to be on a pretty fast trajectory.
I think it's a very humbling feeling. I know when we was up there accepting an award, and you look down upon, some of the best musicians and talent in Kentucky, and they had to vote for you to be on the stage accepting an award, and I've got a lot of them, like, which I told them this, accepting the award and stuff, but like a lot of them are on my playlist. Like I'm their fan and have been for a while, and to be there, listed under them is a very humbling experience. Is wild.
Yeah, Elijah, what about you?
Yeah, it's nothing that we thought that we would achieve so quickly.
No, absolutely.
It's a blessing, and we don't take it lightly.
Well, let's go ahead and get into a song, and you can show us why you've received all these awards. No pressure or anything, but go ahead and introduce your song, and we'll let you play it.
Which one? Don't matter.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do one I wrote this year, actually, and which all these we've tried to catch a wave. When we posted that first video, there was a bunch of people messaged us on Facebook wanting us to play a show, and we didn't even have a set list or nothing like that. But me and Elijah talked, and we was like, well, if we don't catch this wave, it's gonna run off and leave us. So within 2 weeks, we got a set list together and practiced, and then we went out and started playing shows. But this year, we've tried to actually write originals, and I think I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. But this song is called Long Way Back Home, and it's basically a story of my journey in music. But I'd say a lot of people can relate to this if you play music. It's called Long Way Back Home. Well, I grew up listening to the preacher singing songs about the grace and the love of God. And my mama always wanted me to be the best in anything that I ever wanted to be. So I played banjo in a bluegrass band, and I worked hard for a living for every damn thing I had. I drank a lot of bourbon and I smoked a lot of dope. But I believe a man will always reap what he sows. I admit I've got my demons, but the devil, he can't take my soul. Well, I've come a long way since the day I started. It's a long way back home. A long way back home. I was out last night drinking with my friends, burning my candle at both ends. Then at 6 a.m. I finally go to sleep. I wake up in the morning with my baby girl and play hide and seek. I've always been a reveler, I just can't stop. Playing songs with my buddies, trying to make it to the top. Everywhere we go, somebody knows our name. I guess there's nothing wrong with showing love for a little It's a long way back home. A long way back home.
Well, all right. That was a nice one. How long did you say, or when did you say you wrote that?
I wrote a little bit of it a few years ago, but I never considered myself a songwriter. And when I got together with these boys, they've encouraged me to be better than I am. So I finished writing it this year and put it together, you know.
Cool.
So.
We all definitely have an interesting sound. Obviously, you play an electric banjo. You don't see that quite that often. You all can go from drums to cajon. Most of the time, Elijah plays acoustic, and you have a bass player because you got to have somebody to blame stuff on. So
And we do.
everybody has. Oh, I know. I've heard it.
We do.
But who are your musical influences? Because I feel like you have so much going on, and you're so different. I mean, who was it that has influenced you guys?
For me, if I had to pick one band that I think's just the best, is the Eagles. And I grew up listening to them, and a mixture of the Eagles and greats like Travis Tritt and Keith Whitley and Ronnie Dunn from Brooks and Dunn. I think he's one of my heroes. So is many people that play country music.
My influence is basically, I say a lot of times what my goal is to have the energy of Jack Black on stage and the talent of Jimi Hendrix. But I'm never quite there, but I definitely strive to do that. When I was growing up, I listened to a lot of bluegrass, and so Don Reno, Red Smiley, and of course all those guys. Then I like Queen, Freddie Mercury. As far as singers, I like a little bit of everything. I'm even a fan of the opera, so.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it comes out in your shows. I mean, y'all definitely are not afraid to do things, and your shows they're fun and energetic. I mean, they're pretty much everything that a place like us wants.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's interesting to see where you draw from to be able to put shows on like that. Getting into some of your own music, what is your all's creative process? Do you all collaborate a lot together? Do you kind of bring ideas to each other, or how do y'all write your music?
Lots of bourbon and no, actually, we'll if an idea comes to me, I'll write it down in my phone, make a note of it, and then work on it later. We get together a lot, and we've wrote several things together, and bouncing ideas off each other. I think it helps the creative process to have another perspective on something that you're trying to do.
I write with Justin. We'll usually send it back and forth through like text, but I also write a lot with my dad. I haven't mentioned him yet, but he's been a big influence too. Watching him do it all my life, and he's still doing it, and draw a lot of inspiration from him. So if I get a song idea, I'll usually shoot it to Justin and my dad, and I'm like, "Hey boys," then we'll get together.
Right. And as of now, what music do you have out that people can access?
The only song we have right now, which was fairly early in the game, I think we wrote this in May or June of last year, was Devil Eyes, and we recorded kind of a demo of it and put it out, and it's a pretty good song. But it's a breakup song, but it's called Devil Eyes. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. We're currently working on an EP, 5-song EP, with, of course, it'll have the 2 songs that we play tonight on there, and a few others as well.
Right.
So,
Good.
Should be coming out very soon.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard Devil Eyes, and it is a good song. As far as getting your music out, pretty much everything is online now. I don't know if y'all are old enough to kind of remember the old days when people made CDs and sold albums, and
Oh, yes.
and that's kind of the days kind of passed. And basically, I was wondering how you feel like the internet has helped or hurt musicians. If you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, actually, I do. I think that times do change. I think people that can adapt will make it. I think, and I think that like selling CDs and things, that people don't really do that anymore. There's some people that still do that, and it's good to have that option. But social media has been such a great asset for us because we've used it to gain a substantial following, and that's how we got our start. So you lose some because, like Spotify right now, you get 1 million plays, and what's a good $5 in your pocket?
Right.
It's just not enough money there. So I could see the downside to it. I really can, and it's.
When I
it's
think
sad.
that it takes almost 1 million plays to make like $5,000. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's about what it is.
Yeah, I haven't done the math, but I know this. It's not much. It's not
Right.
much. So, yeah, I could definitely see the downside to it, but how you going to change it? There's not really a lot you can do. So you just try to adapt and do the best you can. So
Yeah. Because honestly, the way I see it, like I do think it's a monetary hindrance, but I also think that it's a lot of exposure that wasn't there before too.
Yes.
And you were talking about adapting, and I think that's kind of what you have to do is figure out how to play the game, because we don't make the rules. We just
Right.
have to figure out how things work and what's the best way that we can go about playing the game.
exactly. In the words of Freddie Mercury, play the game. That's right.
Well, let's go ahead and get into another song. I'll let you introduce it. And
Well, this next one we're going to do actually was inspired by Austin City Saloon, and wanted to give back some way because you guys have been really good to us. And I started writing it. Justin helped me some with it, and so did my dad.
The song's called "Shitty in the City."
My baby went and left me. She didn't count my love be true. She saw the lights down from the city. She put on her dancing shoes, getting shitty in the city. Put her coat on in my hand, singing songs about the ways we got 'em. Ring a fire in the Marlboro Man. Well, I knew she'd come back tomorrow with her head in hand. She blamed me at home, that old storm water, and that damn old hillbilly man. Getting shitty in the city. Put her coat on in my hand,
Well, that was so beautiful, I almost took my hat off.
Oh, God.
We may even need to make a shirt out of that.
Hey. No way.
So, Elijah, tell us a story about Justin that maybe he wouldn't want you to tell us.
A story about Justin.
That's really hard to do. I don't have any pride.
No
Justin,
pride, no shame.
Justin is partial to strippers that that are neglected. That's all I'll say.
So you're a caretaker, a caring man.
I'm a caring person. Yes,
He
definitely.
loves the strippers that most people wouldn't.
That's right.
What about a story about Elijah?
Okay.
Oh God.
We got a nickname for Elijah here. He, you know, we kind of balance each other out. I'm a kind of a crazy guy, and he's more logical. But then on another aspect, he has a lot more faith than I do. So we do balance each other out. And but we got a little nickname for Elijah. We call him Paw Paw. And
Papa baby will.
Paw Paw baby will. But
Papa
he's,
baby do what?
he gets grumpy sometimes, but it's okay. We just call him Paw Paw, and we go on with it, and it's all right. So it's all right, ain't it, Elijah?
It's all right.
But no, we do balance each other out. I don't know. We got. I remember one time we watched a drunk, inebriated, nude Santa get his butt kicked at a bar, and but that wasn't really a story on Elijah. I just wanted to mention that. I thought it was relevant. That was fun. So
Yeah. I was going to ask you the most surprising thing about playing music. I don't know if that would be it. Were you playing that night, or were you just out somewhere?
we wasn't scheduled to play. We just showed up, and one of our friends asked us to get up and play. I think that's how it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so
And then Christmas was over.
right,
Yeah.
it was Christmas in July. Actually, it was wild.
Yeah.
But really, the most surprising thing to me was this journey that we're on, really, and how quickly that you know we've done what we've done in a short amount of time. And a lot of that has to do with our fans and also Austin City. They've helped. I mean, you guys helped us out a lot, and we appreciate that. So
Well, you're welcome.
a lot of love. That's right.
You mentioned your new music. Did you mention that you had a release date, or is that something you're still working on?
Yeah, we're working on a release date right now. We don't have one, an exact release date. I know it'll be within the next couple months. But as soon as we do get a date, we'll definitely put it out there on Facebook, social media.
Okay.
We suck at live, so that's why we play music.
Well, it's hard to follow that.
Right.
But any random thoughts by you guys? Anything, any words of wisdom? Any random thoughts, questions?
Be careful what you do on stage, because you'll quickly gain a reputation. I showed my titties one time at a bar, and from then on, it was a thing. Even at the music awards, there was like up-teen people was saying, "Show your tits." When I got up, I was in a tux. It's like, you know, but yeah, be careful what you do on stage. You'll get a reputation for that, which is okay. It could be worse. What? No, it was one of the first shows we played. I don't remember. Elijah was walking on a table, and I got wild, and I showed my titties, and I don't remember much after that. But then it kind of became a thing. So
It was a thing on your birthday.
yeah, it was.
They never got put away.
Do what now?
They never got put away.
No, well, a friend of mine, he actually ripped my shirt open that night and said, "Show me them titties," and the buttons popped off, so I couldn't button it back up.
Yeah.
And then when we went to the strip club later, they wouldn't let me in,
They pinned it with bobby pins.
and so they had to bring out safety pins and pin up my shirt so I could go in and celebrate my birthday. But yeah, that was a wild night. I don't remember much of that either. So
There was a lot of bourbon.
yes, thanks to you, thank you. And you know, also I have to ask, you know, you was helping me out on my birthday, you know, with some drinks and things, but I didn't really get to use all that. But because I said it was my birthday, and all of a sudden I had 16 drinks sitting in front of me. People was buying me drinks.
It worked out well for
It
everyone,
worked
didn't
well.
it?
It worked well, yes.
I think he was hanging around like thinking it might carry over, like like flight miles.
Like an unclaimed lottery ticket.
Yeah.
It's like a rain check or a retroactive or what's the word? I don't know.
I don't know what the word is, but legally I can't give anything for free, so
I know. It sucks.
wink, wink. I bet Josh Brock has a tab.
Hey, I'm not going to use profanity, but he don't give nothing away for free. Nothing.
That's all right. He's got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
Wink.
That's right.
Well, I think this is going to conclude from the stage at Austin City Saloon with our guest, 8 Days Sober. You want to tell everybody where they can follow you on your social media?
Go for it.
All right, you can just search 8 Days Sober on Google, and Google will be super nice and tell you where we are.
DAZE.
DAZE. Now we got facebook.com/8 DAZE Sober. That's our link on Facebook. We also got 8 Days Sober spelled out.com. We have a website, and you can also look us up on Instagram under that same name.
Cool. And you can follow us at Austin City Saloon Lexington on Facebook and at Austin City Saloon on Instagram. And nothing else matters. So thank you all for being on the show tonight. We appreciate it. And remember, what you do on stage follows you around forever.
That's the lesson we learned today.
All right. Good night.
Boom.